Oh, wait. Breaking news. Sanju Samson is in the team for the second T20.
Let's go! Stop the press. Come on. Guys, can we record 1 hour after the match?
Tony, this is going to be the intro to the pod, and it'll be very funny if Sanju gets out for a duck or something. Because this will stay as the intro in the pod.
Tony will be happy that Sanju finally gets a game.
I really hope Sanju gets a duck. That intro will be perfect for the podcast.
TV umpire to director, we have a player review. Can we rock and roll, please?
Hello. This is Bits and Pieces, the friendliest podcast on this side of the universe. This is Max, and we are bringing to you episode 134. It has been an interesting week in the world of cricket. There is, of course, the greatest show on earth, the Olympics, that is happening. But then, for the 1% of the population that doesn't watch that, here we are, bringing you your fix of all things cricket that have been happening in this week. Fortunately for you, unfortunately for me, we have a set of panelists who have not watched any of the cricket that has happened this week. Yet, like all armchair experts, we will attempt to comment and pontificate on events that we have not seen but have heard and no passing mentions of. To start off, we have Abhishek Chopra, Nitin Sundar, and Tony Sebastian.
To start off, meaning this is the panel for the rest also. It's not like some new.
There is no middle order after this.
Call that. This is it.
There are no panel swaps. But on a more serious note,
consistent stream of mediocre content, like the New Zealand cricket team or something. They'll show up for every tournament. Quality is debatable.
We will start with something that we have watched, parts of it at least, is the Asia Cup, where we're recording right after the finals of the Asia Cup, where Sri Lanka have stunned India.
Oh no!
Yes, that did happen. The women's team has lost the Asia Cup in the final. They were outright champions going into the final. But
outright champions going into the final.
They have won every edition, haven't they?
This is like Mumbai Indians at IPL. They are outright champions going into the final, even if they are not in the final.
Yes.
They are the champions. Excellent.
And then Sri Lanka has sneak past them.
They are outright Indian star.
From Mumbai.
No, please explain what you mean by outright champions going into the final.
They were undefeated. They didn't lose to anybody else, and they've lost in the final.
23 World Cup.
That's what he means. Yeah. Okay. I want to read a tweet by the consulting editor sports of ABP News. Honestly, Women's Asia Cup is a joke. Team India has virtually no competition in the subcontinent. They should have sent just 4 seniors and other emerging players to create a bench. Instead, we are seeing a full-strength team inflating their stats.
Oh my God.
That did not age very well.
Max, now that you've set it up, fundamentally what the listeners may or may not need to know is that this is a podcast that has shown up every week for 133, now 134 weeks without a break. And today, that streak was about to be broken till Max ditched pickleball and got chopper nose and then said, can we do it? And then we were like, okay, fine. Why not make it a friendliest cricket podcast? Because the original premise of this podcast was that most cricket podcasts are too niche. Okay, they are falling over each other to sound like experts. But this is the one cricket podcast where anyone can be a podcaster and listener, and we will explain every reference. Somewhere along the way, we've got our own niche references, which make sense only to us. But now we are reviving that promise in episode 134. Nitin and I, by turning up with having watched nothing. Nitin at least has seen some lions and wildebeest in Africa. On the other hand, I've seen nothing. So tell us everything. Lay it all. Like, was today's defeat unexpected? Like, what happened?
Chopra, let's start you off. Talk about the Smriti Mandana inning.
I mean,
okay, let me first open the scoreboard. Anyway, so that I can also act like I know what has happened. Go on. Yeah, you can keep talking. India-Sri Lanka match is yet to begin according to Cricinfo.
That's the men's one.
This is an India-Sri Lanka bonanza. What's going on?
Double
and both are happening in Sri Lanka only. I mean,
EMI.
yeah, it was unexpected in the sense that India are supposed to be very, very strong, as the consulting editor sports of ABP News would have you believe. But I mean, it was a middling total, and Sri Lanka had Chamari Athapattu, who's like the Bradman and Sobers of women's cricket rolled into one. So it was a chase of 166 only, and she played a great hand right up front as the opener, 61 of 43. And then what Sri Lanka has kind of discovered through this tournament is like a group of young batters who are slowly coming into their own. One of them actually ended up top scoring in the final, very similar to what we experienced in the World Cup 2011, all of those years ago. One person ends up taking it uh, to the end, and then one person seals it. Harshita Samar Vikrama scored 69, and then Kavisha Dilhari hit the winning shot, massive 6 over long on into the stands, and Sri Lanka started to celebrate.
Guys, none of you
absolutely-
got Chopper Nose's reference. Sri Lanka won the final by hitting a 6 over long on.
Yes.
And nobody reacted. I reacted, but I was on mute, so nobody knew that I
Me
reacted.
also. No, but
No,
the
you were
best
not on
part
mute, but you
is
did react. I caught you there. Poor
the
Chops.
best part is after this description, I'm fairly sure even Chops hasn't watched anything this week. He's basically reading up
In
the
fact,
score.
No. Listening to Chops' description, I wanted to ask, Chops, are you consulting editor of ABP News? Because it seemed like you are only reading the straight cricket. We used to call this, see the scorecard and card us your way through the report. Like, perfect report.
Macha, that's what I said. No, our code name is keeping up with the Kardashians. That's
The
always
problem
been our
is-
code name.
You didn't use enough adjectives. You should have said things like a pugnacious 38 from Harshita Samara Vikramasinghe, and a punchy 6 over long on that invoked masters of the past. Something like this you have to say. Like, otherwise, people can see through that you're consulting editing this.
But he's consulting editor for ABVP, not Hindu.
ABVP, where appa?
ABP.
Oh, that is the student organization. Sorry.
Indian fielding has to be seen to be believed, which means none of you will believe it. But I mean, atrocious.
Was it good?
Atrocious fielding.
Oh,
man.
it was
Amazing.
better than unseen.
Unreal.
Okay.
Like no, just like random misfield, people conceding 2 runs when one has to be conceded, and catches getting dropped. I think Kavisha Dilhari was dropped in the second last over also, or third last over. I don't remember.
Harmanpreet dropped a catch, right?
Harmanpreet. I mean, come on, man. Like, I don't know
Yeah,
till
I
when
mean-
can you give excuses for, like, Abhi WPL is also on. I don't know if I'm being too harsh or not, but like straight catches and all being dropped, I don't know.
What you guys have not seen this week is the fielding effort from the Zimbabwe versus Ireland match,
Oh,
where
man.
someone was trying to stop a boundary
That-
and ended up conceding 5 runs.
Oh, I've done
So
this.
for
guys.
context, Chops, I know this only because you tweeted. That is the only reason I'm flexing. But so, are you saying that it was worse than an effort where they tried to save 1 run and ended up conceding 2?
I mean, see, the Zimbabwe guy was like making a valiant effort, but he was too portly, and so he jumped over the fence behind the rope and then couldn't return. Like he was
This, by
nowhere
the
to
way-
be seen.
This, by the way, has happened before. I remember a Pakistan fielder once doing this. I think in Australia.
This is why you're on the pod, Nitu. This is exactly why we get you on the pod, so that
I think it was
you can
Mark
make arcane
Waugh.
references of this nature.
No,
I
but
don't know
the-
what happened last week, but I
except
remember what
Ashes
happened
series.
last century.
Except Ashes series.
No, there's a video on
Sunil
YouTube. I think
Gavaskar will
Mark Waugh and
appreciate this,
Gilchrist
no?
converting the twos into
This
ones.
this fielder has basically converted a 1 into a 2. So good job.
But speaking of portly fielders, Corey Anderson took a catch for the ages.
Macha, that was no. Sorry, I disagree. I disagreed on the group also. That fellow can't move, right? I mean, he was eating dhania till he was in the New Zealand team. Now I don't know what he started eating. He can't move, and so he put out his left hand like before Faf hit the shot, and then he was just trying to move gingerly across the field. Ended up jumping somehow at the last moment. Ball got stuck. I don't think it was a great catch. Should have been taken without diving.
But anyway, can we have some kind of linearity to this?
Well, let's get back to the Asia Cup. But Chamari Athapattu has had a fabulous Asia Cup. Like she scored, I think, almost 300 or close to 300 runs. And she's been the top scorer in every game. And that's what's kind of helped Sri Lanka as well, even today. Because 160 was an okay score. I think probably India should have gotten more. Jemmy.
So
and
once
Richa
again,
Ghosh.
you know what this Chamari Athapattu performance means, no? That she'll yet again not be picked for any WPL team. This is how she'll be rewarded. How dare you?
Ooh. Whoa.
Steal the Asia Cup.
Oh, Tony flexing his WPL knowledge. Oh, super, bruh.
Right. Can we talk about cricket that we might have watched? Enough about Women's Asia Cup. Yeah.
No, I think we should acknowledge Chamari Athapattu has been fabulous throughout this Asia Cup. Shoulders above every other batter, and I think it's Shefali Verma who's probably the second highest scorer, and she's off by 100 runs or so. She's single-handedly carried Sri Lanka in, and fittingly they won the final. It was a middling score, but I think also the problem with India was that Radha Yadav had a very bad game. The last 17th over or something, I think she gave 17 or 19 runs. And that left them with just 8 runs to win of the last 2 overs. So all great performance by Sri Lanka, and especially at home. So that's great. Our men will take revenge. Don't worry. Maybe by the time you're listening to this podcast, that will also be reversed. We don't know. We'll find out. That game is yet to kick off as of recording this episode.
How many Olympic medals have the Sri Lankan women won? I mean, let's please only focus on the important stuff.
Okay, since we want to talk about cricket everyone has watched, let's talk about Ireland versus Zimbabwe, the test match, which
Where was it broadcast?
Malahide FM channels.
Belfast.
No, but Belfast is like Northern Ireland, which is part of UK. Northern Ireland, which is different from Republic of Ireland, which is the team that is actually playing. It is like Punjab and Pakistan, so both Punjab. You can't do this, dude. Come on. Fucking the Irish car bomb is not just a cocktail. It is talking about this.
It's a game where both teams needed visas to go play. Is that what you're trying to say?
No, they don't.
One team got visa, other team brought David visa.
That is a number.
You are laughing too much for this, please.
Belfast.
Anyway, but the reason why that game was interesting is because it has one of my new favorite names that I've been calling everyone by, Joylord Gumbie. So Joylord Gumbie was playing for Zimbabwe, and entire week I was just calling people as Gumbie. So, but then
India also has a Gumbie, no? Gautam
Gumbie.
Yeah, but there's no joy in his face.
Joyless Gumbie.
Joyless Gambhir. It's fun. The Zimbabwean names are always really awesome.
Tanaka Chivanga.
Okay.
This is straight out of Attitude Era, WWE.
Okay, saying Tatenda Taibu to this naming fiasco. Let us go and talk about England versus West Indies. That I think Chokonos has been following.
One second. It is fact check time.
Hey, wait,
and apparently, from what I asked about, are they playing in Belfast? Apparently, for rugby and cricket, Northern Ireland and Republic of Ireland combined have one team. But you said this.
Whoa. Are there other sports for which they are separate teams?
Football.
How many teams do they have for the Olympics? How many medals have Northern Ireland won? How many medals have the Northern Irish women won in the Olympics? You first tell that. Then we will talk.
Are you counting medals that are given out by me also? Then I'll have to check.
As with rugby union, but unlike football, Ireland have a single team for cricket. So football, they have 2 separate teams.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a cricket podcast. We'll bring you back to the world of cricket, where England have been pummeling West Indies. As mentioned, this is their Get Your Ego Up invitational tour. So England have been rightfully doing that. The second test was slightly
I feel like
interesting.
England should have
Yeah.
just sent 4 seniors. Like, why have they sent their full team? Does the consulting editor of ABP Sports Desk have anything to say about this?
Now, this series I have watched closely, guys, at least for about 20 minutes. In the second test, right? In the second test, West Indies were chasing a target, right? It was a stiff target. And they got off to a flyer, right? They were like 60 for no loss in 11 overs or something. And I remember Craig Brathwaite was hitting the leather off the ball. He was on 40 of 38 balls or something. I remember
No, we all
posting two things on
remember.
our
We all
WhatsApp.
remember
First thing
exactly
was,
when the match started.
I think I tweeted West Indies got this,
Yes.
guys. And roughly 40 minutes later, the match was over. They lost 10 wickets in the next 40 minutes, roughly. It was unbelievable. I've never seen anything like that. And that's all the cricket I've watched in the last 2 weeks, guys. I'm not even making this.
Yeah.
But
Did you
yeah,
watch
I
those
don't know what's
40
the deal
minutes
with
or
this.
not?
I watched those 40 minutes.
No,
Those
but
40
that
minutes
is
I
the
watched, yeah.
Who
He
I
got
got
the
it
job
all
done.
20
He got the
minutes.
job done.
Yeah.
who got the wickets?
Sharp Bashe.
Bash picked up a fifer. Youngest, one of
Whenever
the
a
youngest to
Shoaib
pick
is
up
bowling
fifers and
mind-blowing spell, whether it is real or not, I'm watching it, guys. You must be aware of this.
Beautiful.
Guys.
No, but that game was last Sunday. This is another Sunday, and the third test is going on right now. West Indies had England on the mat at 55 for 5. And that's when, messages were being exchanged between me and the father, saying your team sucks and all of that. But then his two prodigal sons, Root and Stokes, brought them back into the game and took the game away from West Indies. So,
Who is this Jamie Smith, guys? Can someone tell me? He's the wicketkeeper now.
yes, he's the more aggressive version of a Ben Fox.
Oh, so he's a very good wicketkeeper, is it? Okay.
So England
All right.
have moved up to number 6 in the WTC table, which is great.
They're in the Super Sixes now.
Yeah.
But
If the
England still
format
cannot.
changes.
But England still refuses to play the WTC final because it's not enough entertainment for them to play the WTC final.
No,
So they
home
still
advantage will be too much. Home advantage,
Yeah.
they don't want to.
So they don't want to play the WCT final. That which is good. They're caring about cricket and the growth of the game and all the fans. So they'll
So
play
New Zealand are still
invitational
third.
games.
New Zealand are still third in that table, huh? I noticed that, Tony. You thought people won't look beyond the first two in the number 6.
Even with them.
Well played,
This is the
Ranittu.
real stat which points to the poverty of cricket outside India and Australia. That New Zealand are still third in the WTC table.
Just like last test, he watched the correct 2 minutes on the table to spot New Zealand at number 3.
Yeah, just to clarify, New Zealand and Sri Lanka are tied for third at 50 percentage points. So this is where
Boundary
we are.
count back, New Zealand is ahead.
But
So
there's a weird
in the third-
stat going around about Joe Root and his centuries that he's amassed over the last 4 years, wherein it was Virat who was leading it before COVID, but since COVID, Joe Root has kind of leapfrogged the other three and is right up there now. So there was that weird stat going on, and a lot of Kohli fans, non-Kohli fans were kind of going at it, which is funny because unfortunately Steve Smith and Cape Williamson are no fans. It was just Kohli fans saying Kohli is still the GOAT and non-Kohli fans saying, but look, Joe Root is better than him. That was interesting to watch this week.
Yeah, no, I think the troubling thing with West Indies is obviously these guys are, a lot of them are very, very inexperienced, and they showed bits and pieces of promise. They had, I think, a few good batting performances from Eli Kathanadze. Then Kevin Hodge, of course, scored his debut century. Mikhail Lewis has looked good. That run out that he did in the first test from the boundary was absolutely brilliant to watch. But to be honest, I think a lot of people were counting on their bowling with Chamari Joseph fresh off net stint at Lucknow and his heroics at Brisbane. But I think the bowling has disappointed quite a bit. Jason Holder has been absolutely pedestrian. I mean, even like Nittu playing with his frisbee could hit him for like 6 fours in an over. I think so bad to see him. I mean, he used to be so good with line and length and keeping it on a spot, but it's completely useless. I think he's lost it too much. Chamari Joseph ran in fast, but I mean was quite wayward, conceded quite a few runs. Jaden Seals was a little bit of a bright spot. Alzari Joseph, I don't think so. Their bowling was supposed to do the heavy lifting, but that's been quite disappointing. They've had England in a spot of bother a few times, and then they've let go of the advantage, and batting has absolutely completely buckled under the pressure. And obviously, I thought Tej Narayan should have gotten his spot. He's the kind of opener they need. But yeah, it wasn't to be. So yeah, very, very chastening loss. But hopefully they'll keep getting better. I don't know when's their next opportunity for tests, but they don't get into the limelight unless they're playing the big three. So it's back to the drawing board for them.
They have a lead of 81 in the third test and they've been bowled out. So maybe we'll have another famous 81 all out before this podcast hits the airwaves. Who knows?
Did they have a lead in the last test also? Some
they did.
No, that was an actual lead. This is the lead. I mean, this is the target. Target is 82 for England now to win the third test.
I didn't know
this is just ended
lead only.
They had the actual first innings lead. This time they didn't have
second innings target is what he's trying to say.
This is the final target.
This is not a lead. Why are you speaking like an illiterate about cricket?
Tony is so disconnected. He actually thought that they have a lead based on what I said.
Yeah.
But wait, this is called a lead, right?
It is.
How is it called a lead? It's called a target. It's not a lead. How is it a lead?
No, in Northern Ireland, they call this a lead.
It's a lead until
India also,
10th wicket falls.
In Netherlands, if you give this much lead, they say bus they lead. We come
Bus they lead.
Too much lead you don't give. So basically what you're saying is we all expected Sumaar Joseph, but what showed up was Romba Sumaar Joseph. And you're saying
in fact,
the
thing was,
batting hopes we thought will be on Alec Athanasi, but rest of them all euthanasia. Is what you're trying to say.
Very well played. But no, there was a lot of hype on that because Sky even did a documentary on Sumaar Joseph.
Kumar Yadav,
I thought they just made him captain.
Just becoming captain and doing documentary on other
Three
teams.
people on the pod coming up with the same line simultaneously. What a beautiful
Sky Sport.
What a
hired
in Sky's fortunes.
I mean, other teams.
I knew he's unconventional, but this is way too unconventional. Documentary.
Guys,
playing in the A. He's playing in the A.
okay. So even though this was a meaningless test series, the English Cricket Board tried to do so much hype for this. And during the World Cup itself, they commissioned Michael Atherton to fly to Guyana and the villages to do a documentary on Sumaar Joseph and his grown up and all of that. They wrote a huge article of it, and then the documentary played during the lunch break of the first test. Right?
Except he didn't fly. He actually took a boat and all and went and said, water is brown, sky is black.
Fly to Guyana,
to know who a bowler is, you have to know where he has come from. He told this some 5 times in that article. There was nothing in that article except, okay, per diem mein acha tour ghum ke aage mein.
No,
Guyana
the thing is, Guyana tak main gaya na. Aise.
Guyana. No, even
you will realize this better than most people that West Indies is also his sasural da. His wife is from West Indies. So he basically, his wife is...
Oh my God. What a junket.
Oh, Maika. Is this what we're saying?
Maika ka Jamaica nahi hai, Guyana.
No, I don't know which one.
Jamaica mein nahi hai. Guyana.
This was the episode.
I don't know which island is his Mica, but it's somewhere in the West Indies. But apparently his son doesn't use his name, Atherton. His son uses his mother's maiden name, which is the last name of a former West Indian first-class cricketer.
Are we supposed to guess
is this a quiz
question?
question? Like, what is it?
Questions have to enter the mark. Atherton's son, whose mother is a West Indian, and Michael Atherton's wife is whatever, West Indian. So Michael Atherton's son does not take Michael Atherton's name, but takes his mother's name, and which happens to also be a cricketer's name.
Last name.
A cricketer's last name. Now you're
First
West
class
Indian
cricketer. Do.
West
So
Indian.
you'll never be able to guess. Yeah.
It's first class.
Okay.
First class West Indian cricketer.
First class as in quality wise or like level? First class player. Brainler.
Sorry, I had to ask Gemini for this. So,
Who's Gemini?
Gemini is the AI. Gemini is the
HR, as usual, completely clueless about what's happening in the world. Only doing Mitchar and Rangoli.
Joshua De Cares is the English cricketer, son of former cricketer Michael Atherton. He takes De Cares, which is his mother's maiden name, and also because he's the great grandson of former West Indian cricketer Frank De Cares. So, Frank De Cares was his great grandfather.
Other than Frank De Cares, the only person who cares is Jobs for this trivia.
I have read the book. I've read the book.
This is the inverse of that thing, no? Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. That opposite is Frank De Cares. Like that.
Frank
okay, I have one logic puzzle to ask all of you.
One before that, on Michael Atherton, right? Like lots of people say, oh, Michael Atherton is the gold standard. Like a former cricketer can also be a great media person. But the problem with Michael Atherton is he really should not have been a former cricketer. With that record, the fact that he's a former cricketer is the problem, not that he's a great journalist. I'll give him that. He is a great cricket writer. But you average 38 and play 100 test matches, I'm sorry.
Great cricketer.
Come on.
I mean, Johnny Barstow, same thing, I know. But still. At least he keeps wicket.
Let's not make it about Atherton, but I mean, there was no one who could have faced Donald in his pomp better than Mike Atherton did in those 2 innings. Plus, you are an opener in English conditions. 38 is a pretty good average. Come on. Randomly stray shooting.
Manoj Prabhakar was the bowler that was bowling.
Stray shooting with Donald involved. This is like major.
Beautiful.
Cover your ears.
Everything.
Okay, so logic puzzle is a father and son are driving and there is an accident and the father dies, but the son survives and the son is taken to the hospital.
Mother is the doctor.
Joshua admitted to intensive cares unit.
ट्रीटमेंट के बाद वो बहुत जोश हुआ.
Wait, where is the logic question?
That only gave the answer.
I spoiled it.
This is like a school puzzle, Max.
School puzzle.
HR knows all gradation.
Not even a first class puzzle, okay?
I will attempt to finish my point that I began 7 minutes ago. Is that
you can try it? You're like the Zimbabwe Portly fielder with the valiant effort.
You're the putting the ball in Ryan Ball.
Okay, getting us back. So they knew that this series was right after the World Cup, and so they commissioned Michael Atherton to fly to Guyana and then go on a boat to the village where Sumaar Joseph was born. He spoke to his family, all that. He wrote a long-form article in the paper, and then also they screened that documentary during the lunch break of the first test. And during this, Nasser Hussain was making fun of him in their 2 Men and a Mic podcast, saying that it'll be a damn squib if Chamar doesn't show up for the first test. And right before the lunch break, in that test, he pulled up after bowling 3 overs. It was hilarious for that fact. But even now, he's been bowling like 3 over spells. So I don't think he's fully fit and all, and which is why Holder is bowling that many overs. But Holder and the thing is, Holder and Joshua De Silva are both playing a specialist batsman in that team. So that's why it is the way it is. I didn't know that Tangerine Paul was even on the squad. So
no, he wasn't picked.
But you were reminiscing about his lack of.
He should have been, is what I'm saying. He should have been on the plane.
Chops also believed that Ollie Robinson was going to win
Ollie
England the series in India. Not only is Ollie Robinson not the best fast bowler in England anymore, he was not even the best Ollie Robinson in English cricket anymore. There is another guy called Ollie Robinson who is scoring runs and all.
And
So going
not
by
even the
what
best
Chops
cricket
says is,
podcaster.
Not
that
even
would be
the
us.
best
Is he
fast
also-
bowler because he's resorting to bowl off spin now.
That would be Manoj Prabhakar, yes.
That much I have jinxed him, Ra.
Lolly Robinson. Okay.
Finally, guys, let's talk about real cricket that has been happening.
Don't
Major
talk
League,
about it.
Major
Fuck off.
League Cricket.
No.
Yes, the birth of franchise cricket in the West, and this fabulous tournament is in the final is in the finals week right now. By the time you listen to this episode, the finals would have taken place between Washington,
this is also
Washington
useless.
Freedom and San Francisco.
Oh, wait. Breaking news. Sanju Samson is in the team for the second T20. Woohoo!
Let's go! Stop the press. Come on. Guys, can we
Now this is
record
going
1 hour after
Jill.
after the match?
Tony, this is going to be the intro to the pod, and it'll be very funny if Sanju gets out for a duck or something. Because this will stay as the intro in the pod.
Hey, wait. You know the reason? It's because Sanju Samson went to Gil's room and strangulated him a little bit. So he woke up with a neck spasm. Superb, Ra Sanju. He's taking the law into his own hands. Angamali diary
Thirst
spill.
trap ka. Thirst trap.
Going for the jugular of the gills.
Nice. Yeah, Max, go on. Give your boring spiel on MLC, please.
Guys, but Steve Smith has been having a fabulous tournament. So Washington and San Francisco, I was watching their eliminator or whatever thing they call it now, that top two game. It is a completely Australian affair. So one of the coaches is Ricky Ponting, the other coach is Shane Watson. One team is having Maxwell, Steve Smith, Travis Head. The other team is having Cummins, Josh English, and forgot one more guy. So it's all Australian affair. Australian to Australian, keeper is Australian. Two people who've had a very good MLC are both unsurprising candidates. One is Faf du Plessis, and the other one has been Steve Smith. So Cummins, as usual, is getting carted all over. So, but
Didn't the
people who you
Australian-
don't expect.
Didn't the Australian players sometime back complain about the calendar being too, packed, too many games? This is not good. They've all gone and they're playing MLC.
And the great Australian player with a conscience who has said no to this meaningless franchise tournament is Adam Zampa, who did not play the IPL.
He's playing the 100.
Yes.
That's what.
Why do you steal this punchline, you idiot?
Oh, okay. Sorry, da. You do it again, Ra. Nobody will know.
Post particular, sir.
Let's start from the top.
Again, you will tell full Australian spiel. No, just tell this part, Rade. Again, you say, I don't remember who the sixth player is. Again. You tell Zampa punchline alone.
No, but the great Australian player with a conscience who has said no to franchise tournaments like the IPL and the MLC has been Adam Zampa. He showed up rightfully for
playing the
World
100.
I was about to do it. He stole my punchline. I was about to do that. I was about to.
No point.
Max,
Three people.
Max,
three
just for
people
the record,
waiting for it.
both these takes are going to make it. In the final
Oh
edit.
God, I love it.
We thought we didn't have an episode this week.
Oh my God.
That is still true, by the way.
We can do this. You know, Max, how many times we can do this?
3 times.
100
Because
times. 100 times.
We can do this 100 times, but we cannot do it 120 times because it's about Adam Zampa. As long as that is clear.
Hey, that is the punchline, I think, but it's okay. Sorry, Max, go for it. Now, Nittu's chance, Ra. Nittu's chance. Can you tell us who are the owners of these teams? Like IPL owners only, or there are new people who want to take control of these teams?
Satya Nadella, no?
So
Vishal
Satya, so there's two franchises. There's two franchises that are owned by non-IPL conglomerates, right? The Washington Freedom
Sundar.
is one, and then the other is the San Francisco franchise,
16.
which is why this is the only team that has Pakistan,
Pakistan,
representation in there. So Harish Shroff
So who owns them?
and Abra. It's American businessmen, Indian American guys. Yeah, so that's why one of the teams has Harish Rauf and Abrar playing for them. But the two finalists are teams which are owned by both non-IPL.
Oh, really?
So yes.
Oh, super, brah.
All the
Thanks
IPL
should have been in this episode just for that one line.
So Mumbai, New York, right? MI New York,
Wait,
Texas Super Kings.
So they are calling themselves Mumbai Indians New York. That's what they're doing.
MI
this
New
was
York.
discussed 30 episodes back. This is and all nothing. You know what they call the short form for Los Angeles Knight Riders is Jim Lakers. LAKR.
Sorry, okay.
Okay,
Laker.
from one magnificent T20 franchise tournament to another. The global T20 tournament is also happening in Canada. None of you
What
have
is that?
been watching or have
What
been
is
heard
that?
about.
Is that
Where-
a euphemism for the Olympics? No.
Where a lot of Pakistan
What
players
is the
have...
Global T20. I know this.
It's
Hello?
happening in Canada.
Is this a cricket tournament, right?
Yes, it is a franchise cricket tournament happening in
Can you
Canada.
name like 5 players playing in this?
Iftikhar Ahmed, Ifti Chacha is playing.
I saw that video. Some catch and all. He got caught in the outfield.
He got caught in the deep, and that's the one where Babar and these guys did not get an NOC to go travel and play in that tournament.
Nice.
Babar didn't get, but Iftikhar got.
Yes.
Yeah.
PCB works in weird ways.
PCB works in weird ways, so maybe they did not, prostrate in front of them and ask them, genially, which is why they didn't get their NOCs.
I think like PCB, BNP should also not give NOC for this tournament. Let's please move to the next tournament.
The next tournament is the new era in Indian T20.
Wait.
Gautam lobby represent.
Wait. I have a random quiz question. Who is the third highest scorer as on date in the global T20 tournament? Someone
Adam
you would have
Zampa.
heard about.
Joshua, who cares?
No. It is an Indian name.
No, Gemini.
Hey, Max, the answer to that one, what is the Dr. Ra? He got it.
Third highest scorer.
Yeah. A name you would have heard of in India cricket context a few years ago.
Unmukh Chand.
Oh, super, brah. Nittu. Oh.
I told you I can show up for this podcast with zero prep and still kill it. Didn't I tell you? I killed it. I killed it. Okay. I thought we were moving to India, Sri Lanka now. I had one question. Before this, India,
Let him
is it a
Oh, you have
puzzle?
one more question. Sorry. Go
No,
ahead.
no.
I have some
Is it a
lag.
puzzle though?
No puzzle. I have a question. It's a puzzle for me. I am puzzled. We had a series with Zimbabwe before this, right? Where India played T20 games.
Yeah.
Who was India's T20 captain in that series? Not Rohit Sharma. Shubman Gill. Why was Shubman Gill the captain for that and not Surya Kumar Yadav?
Because he didn't travel.
He didn't go.
Why didn't
He was doing that documentary.
Surya was
No.
never the captain, Ra. Surya has been
He
made
was
captain
doing
by
that
Gautam
documentary
Gambhir.
in West Indies. He was doing that documentary in West Indies, Ra. So he had to take break from it.
Okay, so Surya Kumar Yadav is not the captain.
Non-World Cup playing members went and played that tournament. So
There was
Gill
not a single overlapper. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, now I get
So
it.
Gill
I mean,
was a
squad overlap was there, but not.
Dubey was there, no? Dubey played, no?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but Dubey played the third game. Right?
So why did
first
Surya
two
Kumar
games,
Yadav not captain the third game?
Hey, Surya was never captain, Ra. He's just been made captain by Gautam Gambhir now. Lakshman took them to Zimbabwe.
yeah.
Wait, Gautam Gambhir is now the selector also.
He's everything, no? He said, I won't allow anything else.
Oh,
to
then
happen.
he's only the captain. If he's everything.
So, guys,
Yeah.
can I just be serious for a second here? You know why Surya Kumar Yadav is the captain? No, only because he's sucked Rohit Sharma's ass dry. If you remember, on
How do
19
you even
November
do that?
2023.
He's sucking the wrong side. Oh, this was
I will give you tutorial later. But if you remember on that World Cup night, okay, if you remember, when all of us were crying blood tears, drinking whatever was available to us, there was a story put up by Surya Kumar Yadav, which was Rohit Sharma's photo with the caption CEO of India. You just lost a World Cup. What fucking kind of story is this? Now it all makes sense, right? Because basically Rohit Sharma and Ajit Agarkar have sort of told who the next successor should be. This is the only reason why Sky is kept. No other reason.
Okay.
Wow, you
But
hate,
why were you holding
Sky
on to
more
this
than you hate New
November
Zealand.
story
Wow.
for so many months? You've been holding on to this November story for so many months. You should have told us. This could have been a podcast.
I put a screenshot, right? It happened. CEO of India. No one has reported
did you
this.
put
I know this
screenshot?
because I took
You
the
are not the
screenshot
CEO of me.
myself. Personally.
You are not the CEO of
Very
me,
personally.
is what the remaining players told him. But the grapevine is that Surya is the captain because from his years
Rohit
at KKR.
Sharma and Agarkar.
From his years at KKR.
No, it's Rohit Sharma and Ajit Agarkar. What is there?
Gumbie made him the vice captain of KKR.
Okay, by the way, Tony, the fact that the current selector and the previous captain want you to be the captain is a very good reason to become a captain. You're making it sound like that is like some backdoor entry. That is only the way you become captain.
That's why
I
he
don't
said
get
no, sucked. Macha, that's why he said sucked backdoor dry.
Oh.
Backdoor entry only.
Okay.
Sky is 33 years old, okay? Like, there is no point to making him captain and all. Some rubbish. Pavam Hardik
Correct.
Pandya.
Sanju Samson would have been the right
Every
choice.
2 years World Cup happens. What is there?
So, Hardik is only 30. We all agreed, including PGK, who runs a 2x2 matrix of this. No one was there. I mean, Sky was not there in anyone's reckoning to be captain, okay? Please. All this
That is
bullshit.
true.
That's what
Even
I'm saying,
Mumbai
guys.
Indians, Mumbai Indians
Okay,
make
second
11,
way.
10 of them would have been captains, and one person who's not captain even in Mumbai Indians is Surya Kumar Yadav, and he's
Sky,
become India
yeah,
captain.
exactly. Yeah.
So then next
He's been Bombay captain
Bangladesh
too.
series, Ishan Kishan can become a captain. Is that what you're trying to say?
There is a Bangladesh series.
Dude, by the way, why is Ishan Kishan not back yet? Poor fellow. I feel like
He's
He's
on
looking like
Andhra.
Pablo Escobar,
Narcos
no? These days.
joined, yeah.
He looks like Pablo Escobar. He showed up for that Ambani wedding in a pajama jubba and one mustache he has.
Guys, I missed that India Sri Lanka first game. Did you guys get a chance to watch it?
We missed everything.
No.
Why did you miss, Ra? You tell first, why did you miss? What were you doing?
Why is Rishabh Pant batting like this?
Useless
Museum,
Major League Cricket you have to watch, but India Sri Lanka you won't watch. Women's game also you'll watch, but men's game you won't watch. What is your problem, Ra?
I am an equal opportunity offender. And I'm lover of the game, not lover of backdoors.
That's your best excuse. Huh?
Unlike Sky. Unlike Sky.
No, but did you get to watch the game? Because I only heard from a couple of friends who was making fun of.
So I'm not your
Sky
friend.
and all
So you're asking me now. Worst fellow. What do you want to know? Tell me. I'll tell you from scoreboard. So basically, Yashasvi and Shubman started off completely banging the Sri Lankan bowlers. Then they got out. Then Surya banged. But in the end, I think we lost our way quite a bit. Pathirana bowled only in the last 10, I think, and he bowled quite well. And then we fell off. The run rate fell off quite a bit in the last few overs. Nobody was able to get it away. Rishabh Pant, who I don't know why he gets to still play T20s, because it's been proven time and again that's not his format. He played a middling sort of innings which brought the entire run rate down. I think some 45 of 35 or something. And then the Sri Lankans.
This just want to for the sake of posterity note, this is the moment which will be replayed 2 years from now when Rishabh Pant wins
Obviously,
India the next T20 World Cup final. Just want to state it for the record. Go on, Chops.
Yeah. That's okay, da. I mean, Ollie Robinson is also going to replay parts of the podcast, so it's fine. So yeah, after
Which
that,
Ollie Robinson?
After that, I think Sri Lanka started off quite well. Mendis, I think, at the top, and Pathum Nisanka banged the Indian bowlers to all parts of the ground. But then once the first wicket fell, it was like completely, bad for Sri Lanka. After that, wickets kept falling at regular intervals. I think they lost some 9 wickets for, 30 runs or something. And the Indian fielding also wasn't great. Bishnoi was carted around quite a bit, but somehow Aksar picked up.
I
two
saw the
quick
end of the
wickets.
game, and Riyan Parag was bowling and he was getting wickets. And what shit is this? Why is
Yeah, that
Riyan
was
Parag getting wickets?
that was a bit of a, I don't know, a left field choice, perhaps because of the matchup or because they always had a plan to like give him a go. Like he didn't bowl in the Zimbabwe tour at all. But yeah, he delivered the goods. He now has the best economy as well as the best average for all Indian bowlers in T20 internationals.
This is like
Yeah, yeah,
Stuart Binney once taking 6 for something against Bangladesh and creating all kinds of
yeah,
records.
yeah.
No, but
But
that's
India
what
will definitely use both Abhishek Sharma and Riyan Parag's bowling going
Abhishek
forward.
bowled quite a bit in the Zimbabwe tour and actually was quite impressive also. I mean, I liked his bowling.
I know you're reading too much into the Zimbabwe tour. Please remember that Surya Kumar Yadav was not considered good enough to play that tour, and he's currently the captain. So.
Yeah, true that.
But anyways, Tony will be happy that Sanju finally gets a game.
I really hope
doesn't get
Sanju
to
gets a
keep-
duck. That intro will be perfect for the podcast.
BNP Jinx.
I have basically done a boat-based travel to Guyana to prove to you guys that I wasn't making this up. This was Surya Kumar Yadav's story less than 24 hours after India had lost the fucking World Cup. CEO of India, Rohit Sharma, standing in the middle of some Mad Max style waste yard. Pride written below. This is his only story from that day. I'm sorry. Please, like now, if you want to like hype up this guy and all, okay. But this is the reason why he's captain.
I
Case
have
closed.
I have a theory on this. Is that when the Hardik swap to Mumbai happened, there was a lot of these blinds, cricket blinds, being posted on Reddit that both Sky and Bumrah were severely pissed off that they thought that they would be next in line to be captain and not this lateral entry from the Gujarat franchise. And so, therefore, to keep them happy, the India captaincy has been given to Sky, and Bumrah will probably be given vice captaincy in the Test series, is what the cricket blinds are saying, to keep the harmony in the Mumbai Indians franchise.
Lines and all. I mean, r/home decor or what?
The question is,
I think with
who
that
is
we
going
should
to be
call
Mumbai
curtains
Indians
to this
captain this
podcast.
year? No, the question is who will be Mumbai Indians captain this year? I have a feeling they will also change from Hardik.
Hardik
Poor
only.
Hardik.
Just see who was there at the wedding. No, it's either Hardik or Ishan Kishan.
Yeah, okay. Or Dhoni.
Rohit was not there at the wedding. Who was there at the wedding? Sky was not there at the wedding.
Hey, Dhoni came,
Rajnikant.
no. Nita Ben cried also when, Rohit was there. Nita Ben cried also. a
Oh,
little
Modi
bit
ji
when
is the next
Rohit
Rohit
captain.
came. Hey, Rohit was in
What was at Wimbledon?
Wimbledon.
Okay. On that note, this is episode 134 of the Bits and Pieces. This was a fun conversation. We thought there was no episode to record, and we have almost 90 minutes of recording time. We'll see how many minutes it comes out to on the edit. But as we are signing off, India is getting ready to start their second ODI against Sri Lanka.
T20.
Oh,
No, but if we stick around, we can make 90 minutes into 100 and then Zampa will.
bye.
Always remember, the mother is the doctor.
All right, that's it for episode 134 of Bits and Pieces. Thank you for staying with us. This is Tony saying bye on behalf of Mad Max, Chops, and Nitin.
Mad Max is having a Fury Road, Chops, Nitin, and Adam Zampa, who's joining us shortly. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.